Alrighty guys, good to have you back on another video of NieR Reincarnation, and today we're doing some massive upgrades to my account at day 400. So I just started the video before the daily reset because I like number 400 and not 401. So bear with me, understand what I'm doing here, and let's jump straight into the video. So we're gonna spend a lot of handbooks, a lot of black pearls, a lot of insignia items, and some Mythic Slab as well. So let's see how we're doing. I wanted to do this video for quite some time now, and the reason is that I finally got all the missing pieces for good subjugation scores, but I didn't have time to record actually because in the past several days and weeks there was so much stuff in the game that I had to manage, do some videos about this, inform you guys, giving you tips, tricks, whatsoever, and now I can finally focus on myself again and my account. So let's upgrade some characters, some weapons in order to get things done and get those high SSS scores in subjugation. So we start off with the weapons. First off, I'd like to look for Celeb Saryu's staff. It's one of the best DPS staffs in the game, Thorn of the Last Blossom, and why this weapon is so good is that it has two damaging passives. So the first off is Lucid Boon, when maxed 30% increased light damage, and a dynamic Bolt of Vigor when maxed 30% damage increase. It increases up to 30%, so that means when you're at 100% HP you get 30% Bolt Vigor. I don't know how much you get when you're at 70%, but the goal with this weapon is basically to stay 100% all the time. And this is even a good DPS weapon when main-handed, because you get a 30% attack increase for 30 seconds, and it has a crazy multiplier on skill 1 when you're above 70% HP. It deals up to, I think, 60% seconds when maxed, so I don't know, but let's find out when this staff is maxed. So we use pearls all the way. In general, you can use pearls on good or very good, in this case, on very good weapons that are limited. So this Celeb Saryu staff is obviously attached to Celeb Saryu, and Celeb Saryu is not part of the general pool of units. So you can only get Celeb Saryu on special occasions. For example, she was part in Mama's Exciting Festival Summons a few weeks ago. She was one of the featured units there, and there was also a small chance you could pull Celeb Saryu on the Celeb banner as well. And it's generally a good idea to use your black pearls on limited weapons like this one that are very good for your account, and they are limited, so it's not likely you get any duplicates of this weapon. But when I get a dupe of this weapon in the future, I will keep it as a second copy, because this weapon is so good. It's even good to have a second copy, so I won't regret these 4 black pearls at all. It's such a good investment for this weapon, so that I gladly use my materials here. So let's have a quick look at the max skills, the stats you can see here. So Bolt Vigor is 90% times 5, and damage increases up to 60%, and it has a 30% attack up for 30 seconds. As I said, 30% increased light damage and up to 30% increased damage when you're above 70% HP. Very, very good weapon. So next off is a water two-hand sword, New Year's 06 Re. And this weapon is very good in arena for New Year's 06 Re if you use him without Celeb Demus, because this weapon has a very high HP pool, so it's naturally pretty good for New Year's 06 Re because you want to get his HP as high as possible. And the second passive there you can see is Aegis, but this is timed Aegis. So, do I max? I think I do not max the skills, because maxing the weapon skills, so little pro tip here, increases the force value of the weapon, and you generally don't want to be New Year's 06 Re to be him as your highest force member in your team, because when we quickly go to arena, so a little side topic here, when you go to battle and you see the character icon of the enemies here, it's always the character with the highest force in the team. So this is my arena bot farming team here, and as you can see, Levania has the highest force at 86,000. So when someone faces this team, when it's my defense team, for example, and someone faces me in the arena, it gets to show Levania as the icon right here. So, and the problem with having New Year's 06 Re as your highest force member means that your opponent has a guarantee that he runs into New Year's 06 Re, and then he can always bring like Summer F6XX and hard counter your defense team. So that's why you don't want to have New Year's 06 Re as your highest force. Same goes with Bloody Griff. He has a ton of HP and usually has the highest force in your team, and it's pretty easy. If you go up against a Bloody Griff team, just bring Summer F6XX, and it's not always guaranteed a win, but you basically have a hard counter with you. So that's the reason I don't level the weapon skills here. But I do want to max out the passives, because these are pretty good, and like I said, this sword is pretty good if you run him without Celeb Demus, because the second passive is a timed Aegis, and it gives 20% defense up for 60 seconds. And this is basically wasted if you bring Demus alongside with New Year's 06 Re, because New Year's 06 Re increases his own defense by 50%, timed for I don't know how long. And Demus increases your party's defense by 50% as well. So the 20% from this weapon actually is wasted here, because it isn't reflected in the weapon stats. But it's a good weapon if you use him without Demus, Celeb Demus, that is. So, go on to a light two-hand sword, and this is Celeb, Xmas Akeha. And Xmas Akeha, again, her weapon is awesome because of this eye rebuff there, and eye rebuffs that last 60 seconds is very hard to come by for light teams. I don't know if there is any weapon which has a 60-second eye rebuff at all. I know that Celeb Noel's weapon has a 30 seconds eye rebuff, which is also pretty good. By the way, I maxed Celeb Noel's weapon with pearls as well, so I think that's another good weapon you can use your pearls on, because it has 2 damage increasing buffs on both weapon skills, which is awesome. So as we can see here, when maxing a skill, you also get a 1 second cooldown reduction. So as you can see here, skill on level 14 we have 29 seconds, and when max it goes down to 28. And this helps overlapping this NieR Re buff in subjugation. And yeah, it basically increases your damage for a longer period of time. So that's why I definitely want to max out this weapon. And same deal with Celeb Saryu staff. If I get another copy of the Holy Spiral, I gladly keep a second copy of this, because this weapon is actually so good. Because of the 60-second NieR Re buff. Alright, so now on to another weapon which will trigger, I think, quite a lot of people. So sorry for that. But it happened that I got 3 Courtly Devotions, and I kept every single one of them. I already maxed 1 copy with 4 pearls, so now I'm going ahead and max a second copy with 4 pearls. And this weapon is one of the best support weapons in the game. If you have this weapon, max it ASAP with 4 pearls, because every single dupe you get of this weapon, you want to keep it anyway. So use your pearls and increase your damage. Why is this weapon so good? It's similar to Celeb Noel's weapon. It has 2 damage enhancing skills. Valiance, 30% attack up for 30 seconds. Very, very good, very easy to stack with companions. And same deal with the Holy Spiral, it has the 25% NieR Re buff for 60 seconds. Very, very good weapon. And on top of this, you also get Liquid Boon, which increases your water damage by 30%. So very, very good weapon. And as you can see, on Courtly Devotion alone, I already used 4 pearls, and this basically goes to show how good this weapon is. 8 pearls in total, so 4 pearls each, 8 pearls in total. And we also maxed the weapon, of course. Alright. Next is going to be, I think, a good majority of you has this weapon, Celeb Marie. Again, a limited weapon, and I want to max this weapon, not entirely for my water team in subjugation, but this is actually a big factor, because I think my chances are pretty good that my water subjugation team will be my highest score of all the elements. So I think there is a high chance I can go up very, very high with this water sword of Celeb Marie. I want to have this as a sub weapon. I'm going to max the first 2 skills anyway, but it has Bold Vigor of 20%. 20% static Bold Vigor is, I think, the highest amount in the game. You saw with Celeb Saryu, it has a dynamic Bold Vigor, so you have to be at exactly 100% HP, and this static Bold Vigor is 20% if you're above 70%, so you can be at like 71% HP and you still get the 20% more damage. And the other thing is that it has a haste ability, so I'm not quite sure how good this weapon is in Arena though, because if you see this haste ability, you almost immediately think about an EX weapon and a CDR team, cooldown reduction team in Arena. But the second passive doesn't really make sense for a CDR unit because you have to be above 70% HP, and if you wait for the enemy's auto attacks and then activate your weapon skills after, you're not guaranteed to be above 70% HP. But I will figure out something where I can use the Spiral Dreams in Arena as well. But yeah, for the time being, this Bolt Rigger is actually very, very good and goes a long way with Celeb Marie as well, because she has a good passive that increases the attack stat of water weapons. And this attack here on this Spiral Dream is actually pretty high at 2600 for a one-hand sword. And the last weapon is another water weapon, so it's kind of funny actually, because at the start of the game water was definitely the worst element of all, and now water is like the best element of all. And I'm going to max another Black Sunflower, aka Umbrella. This is a weapon you use entirely for PvP, for Arena, because it's actually the only weapon in the game which has the combination of Ambush and Fleetfoot as the two weapon abilities. This Fleetfoot is timed. You get 20% agility for 60 seconds. And the ambush value is the highest in the game for a weapon at 15%. And this weapon is a key element in building agility rushes in PvP. Because, like I said, it's the only weapon in the game which has this combination of weapon abilities. And I saved a copy of this weapon when I think there was a rerun of the summer units late in December last year, and I thought to myself, okay, I wanted to keep a second copy of this weapon because this weapon is actually very, very good, and I don't know when, but I'm pretty sure there will be a time where I am glad to have a second copy of this weapon. And the time has come, finally, after 9 more months almost. I use 4 more pearls for a second copy of this weapon, and I'm so excited to try weird stuff in Arena with 2 agility rushes now, and yeah, that should do it for weapons. Let's go to characters. So the first one is a unit which I neglected for a very, very long time, and I finally maxed her today. It is Celeb Gayle. I'm going to spend 10 books on her now in order to max her. I held off so long on Celeb Gayle because I wanted to pull more dupes of her, and I got 1 more dupe on the Mama's Exciting Festival banner a few weeks ago, and now I max her, and I cannot wait for my new subjugation runs. Very, very good unit. So, and the next unit is, of course, Xmas Akeha. She's awesome. She's worth all your handbooks you have. Max her out. Maxing her out is actually key in order to overlap her character skill, because the character skill gauge will get reduced once you max any character. And you can see that by the glowing icon here next to the character skill icon. there's a glowing thing going on, and that means that your skill gauge gets reduced by, I think, 20%, and it helps a lot. Or yeah, it helps a lot. And I also max her character skill. She's awesome. 50% attack up for 60 seconds and 15% eye rebuff for 60 seconds. And as I said, you can overlap this with a good skill rotation, and she will serve me well in, I think, all of my subjugation teams actually. So the next character is for Arena, Xmas Fio. She was a very, very good support for a very long time. I think she's kind of outdated now that we see so many tanks going on in Arena, because tanks usually tank cooldown reduction teams, and she is purely used in cooldown reduction teams because she actually has the Valiance passive, 15% attack up for 60 seconds, and Soldier ability, which is 15% agility up for 60 seconds. And this way you could make your teams very fast, as well as keep the cooldown thing going on. So having 14, 15 or 16 seconds cooldown with subjugation weapons, and still have very fast units. So a very good hybrid unit in this aspect. But I think she will be kind of useful still for me, so I'm gladly spending 40 more books on her. And she's limited, so I don't know when she will be back. And yeah, so we use books on her now. The next character is also for Arena. We get to see a little bit of Celeb Akeha action this upcoming weeks. I'm very excited to use her. She even has level 1 awakening. I would have loved to get 4 copies of her in total, so that I have her at awakening 3, because at awakening 3 I think she shines most. She shines the most because she gets Valiance, and we can have a quick look at this. It is 10% attack up static, so this is actually applied to the base stats, and you can bump that up with timed attack, for example, with her character skill here. But I don't have her at awakening 3, and I think she's still valid. I'm so excited to try some teams with her, maybe even with her and Celeb Fio. And so Fractured Noel gets the timed Fleetfoot from Fio and the static Fleetfoot Soldier passive from Celeb Akeha. I think that's pretty fun. So yeah, we're definitely in for a pretty fun ride. And then we max, of course, the other 2 Celeb units as well. Starting off with Marie here, give her the books. Again, a limited time costume. We don't know when she will be back. I'm not going to do, I wouldn't say it was a mistake to hold off on Celeb Gayle for this long, but I want to use Marie now, as she's very fresh, and yeah, I have some subjugation teams with her planned as well. And as I said, I'm aiming for a very high SSS score this season in every element, and she definitely helps in getting those. Makes out her character skill as well. Her character skill is actually very, very good, better than Celeb Gayle's. They have the same passive with Bold Rigor, 40% damage up when HP is above 70%. And she also has the liquid drive, and this makes her like a better unit for water content, and her character skill deals actually more damage than Gayle's, Celeb Gayle's, because it has this inherent bolt vigor damage up passive as well. So damage increases by 40% when HP is above 80% HP. Yep, she's awesome. She is pretty good. But I think, for water, I would probably use Marie in wave 2 and Slab Gayle in wave 1. But for the other elements, I think I swapped them because of the higher base attack. So Marie is at 5,700, 0 awakening, and Celeb Gayle is at 7,200 at 2 awakening. So yeah, getting Marie's third passive, 15% rigor, definitely helps to increase her usage over Celeb Gayle, but when it comes to my account, Celeb Gayle is more powerful at the moment. And the other Celeb unit, of course, is Yurie, and I don't have filtered for weapon users, for gun users. That is silly of me, but there she is. She also gets 40 handbooks. Of course. Unlocked ability, blaze drive. So this is basically the same with Marie's weapon, with Marie's ability, but for fire weapons. I debated if I should have pearled her signature weapon. It is a fire gun which has 15% fatal as a passive, and this blaze hastens your weapon skills by 10% if you equip a fire main hand weapon. I don't think I'm quite there yet to use this weapon as effective as possible. Not quite sure how to say it, but I don't find long-term value in her weapon, actually. This is crazy. She's at 0 awakening and still has over 7,000 base attack. That's just insane. So there's one more costume I want to awaken, and this is Abstract Rion. And you might ask yourself, okay, you hold off on Celeb Gayle. She's a limited unit. She's very powerful, and you didn't book her in order to get more dupes of her in an upcoming Mammoth Festival exciting summons, which you don't know when it will take part or whatsoever. But you decide to book Abstract Rion, and I say to you, yes, I do. Because when I made the decision that I didn't want to book Celeb Gayle, the value of advanced handbooks was different. It was a very limited resource, and since a couple of weeks ago, we got more ways to get those handbooks, and there were more handouts to get more handbooks, and with the upcoming collab we also get more handbooks. So the value definitely decreased over the period of time, so I'm free here to use advanced handbooks on an abstract unit. And since Abstract Rion is not any abstract unit, he's actually a very good abstract unit. And the main reason, or there are basically two reasons, but the main reason here is his Valiance passive. And I said with Celeb Akeha that she really shines at Awakening 3 when you get her third passive, which is a Valiance 10% attack up on base attack. But this Rion here, he has 20% attack up on base stats. And on top of that, he also has an eye rebuff for 30 seconds. Which is very good. So definitely some good value here, and he's also very, very good in subjugation. And Rion even used him in some fun arena teams because the Valiance passive is actually so good. It's actually so good. The last unit I am almost booking is Bloody Lavanya, and he's the only one that I'm not booking as of right now, because for my dark team there is one puzzle piece I'm missing, and this is Xmas Fio, and I won't book this bloody monster until I get Xmas Fio, because those two go very well in tandem and one of them needs the other pretty much. So there is a chance I pull more copies of Bloody Monster before I get Xmas Fio. So there is some fear of me that I waste some handbooks on him if I book him now than to book him later. So I plan to do my dark team subjugation last, so I'm not really inclined to need to use some books now on him, but he's definitely a very, very good unit for your dark teams in subjugation. So, and with that, we go to the last point of the video, Mythic Slab. And I guess I can start off with showing my Mythic Slab because I haven't done so ever. And after 400 days of playing, I am basically at this state right here. So 60% for Rion, 60, 52. Gayle is 183. Demus 97, 67. Akeha 184. Argo 63, 52. Levania 179. 063Y 97, 79. 66X 60, 51, Laris 179, Griff 181, Noel 186, which Noel is the highest slept character out of all of my characters. Fio 97, 52, Saryu 60, 33, Priet 78, 33, Marie 60, 33, and Yurie 60, 33. Crossover, all are basically 26, 0, except for A2, which is at 84, 79, and 2P is 84, 67. So, and now we're going to spend some Mythic Slab here. So, yeah. Unfortunately, there is no fast way in doing this, so you have to be with me on the whole process of upgrading Mythic Slab for Marie, Yurie, and a couple of nods for Rion and Fio I planned. So, of course, Marie and Yurie, we need to have them at high values of Mythic Slab because they're very good damage dealers and they want as much attack as possible. With Marie, there is a high chance I use her in subjugation where I need more auto attacks of her. So that's why we go all the way down to this discipline node right here, and we will upgrade Marie to 100% stone slab in the end. As I said, as DPS, you want all of the attack nodes, and if you want to have all of the attack nodes actually without extra of HP, defense, or training abilities, this is the value of 84. So as you saw, some of my characters have 84 stone slab, and then you can see, okay, these characters, I built them for DPS units. They got all the attack up nodes here in the trees of the stone slab monument, but without training. And I think I can show it to you once we go to Yurie, because then I will upgrade them and show you basically how to be efficient with your Mythic Slab. Don't overspend them, because especially for new players there's so much to upgrade and you only have limited amount of resources available to you, so you gotta pick and choose what to do here. And I guess I can use Yurie for another video where I make some sort of a beginner series talking about Mythic Slab as a whole. So let's jump to Yurie here. So we can see Yurie at 60% as of right now, and this 60% means I have upgraded her in the rank 2 of the Stone Monument Slab Progression all the way up to every node which doesn't have large Mythic Slab materials required. If you want a budget unit, you can bump that up to 60%. So now I'm going to show you how a unit, or better to say how a DPS unit, so a unit that deals very much damage for you, in the end looks like when you progress to rank 3 of the Stone Tower Monument. Just a second, only one to go. And then you can see this nice animation right here, which opens up every available Mythic Slab not on rank 3. So it depends, okay? Do you want a DPS unit which deals only damage and you don't care about auto attacks? So this could mean you're looking to upgrade a unit for subjugation only. So for example, like the X version of 063Y, you don't usually equip him with a preferred weapon because his attack animations are too long. So then you don't really need to worry about this training knot right here, right there, and right here. So you can ignore these, but you still want the attack. So then you can go ahead and look for all the attack up knots that are available here. So we go the right route here, we go into the center to this one, and then we scroll down a bit and see there is another one right here. And you don't go any further, okay? You just ignore the other knots there. We go to the side a little bit, over here, and then we go down to the last attack ups that are at the bottom of this page. This one and two more on the right side. One right here and one right there. So, and then you're at basically 84% Stone Tower Monument. If you do need training abilities, for example in Subjugation, where you want to deal a good amount of auto attacks, or in Arena, so if you have an Arena unit which has to deal a lot of auto attacks in a row, a lot of hits of auto attacks in a row, then you have to consider this training knots here. So we have 3 in total, 1 right here and 2 on the bottom right there. They are pretty expensive, so only get these if, like I said, you're interested in auto attacks in the end. And then we have also one over here. So, and then if you upgrade them, we're at 91%. So now we have a DPS unit which should deal a fair amount of hits on auto attacks as well. And if there is a character which has multiple purposes, so for example we have 063Y as a character. We have first the New Year's 063Y, and this is a very good arena unit, and this unit wants to be very, very tanky, okay? So you need HP and defense knots for this unit. But we also have the EX version of 063Y, and this is a DPS subjugation king basically, and he wants to have all the attack up knots. So there you have a character which has multiple costumes for different purposes in the game. So if we go ahead, we can see here my 06 Revi is at actually 97%. So that means I have him, I have his Stone Tower Monument all the way up to 97%, and I only miss the training abilities here. And these are pretty expensive. So you can see here, this is 40, this is 60, this is 60, and this is 60 as well. So this is this alone is already 160 large slabs for training abilities you don't really need in the game. So this is what I mean by investing your slabs efficiently in the end. And a good example for a 100% stone monument character is actually Gayle, because her celeb version, you all know by now, has a bold vigor, so she deals increased damage at 70 plus HP, and yeah, basically that she has more HP and defense helps her stay above that threshold. Alright, and then we go on to the Cursed Monument. We're back here with Yurie. I'm not quite sure if I should Yurie do first or Marie, but I think I go with Marie. So let's max her. I'm not quite sure if I have enough for the rank 2 Cursed God Monument for both, but I think I should with 1600. So let's see how much I have after upgrading Marie here. Okay, it seems like I don't have enough. It could be close. So I definitely want to max rank 2 at least for both, but it seems like this is not going to happen. Nope. I only have enough for one of them, so as I am locked in Marie, I basically should go ahead and give her the large Cursed Monument God's Antlers as well, and I'm not all the way down to this knot here. So if you upgrade everything from the new acquired path for rank 3, all the way up to here, you're at basically 79%. Am I right about this? Let's check with Lars actually. He's at 79. Yes, as I said. Like if you go this route all the way to the bottom here to this attack knot, you're at 79%. I think that is basically the most efficient route you can go with rank 3, because you can always choose these two knots as well, but they cost 3,000 small antlers, and yeah, based on your account, I don't know if you can afford this. So unfortunately with Marie here, I have to wait basically another week to get her up to this knot right there, because I need 280 to this point, and then I need another 60, and I think we get 50 large antlers from the weekly reset from subjugation. So I will go back to her next week then. And then we can go ahead to Yurie. So if you want to be efficient with your rank 2 Cursed God Antlers, basically the same way to go with rank 3, go up to this attack knot right here, and you get the most value out of your medium Cursed God Antlers, and then you're at 46%. So, but because we want to max her anyway, we can upgrade all the knots we can, and then we can see how long it takes actually to get her to 67%. So we only need these 5 up here, and they cost 70 each, which is a lot. and it's kind of a shame that I don't have more. But yeah, this goes to show I don't know why, but Cursed God Antlers is such a rare material in the game, and I don't know why. It takes weeks and months to literally max out a single character, and this is mind-boggling why this is not a feature in this game to get more of these. Anyway, I think that should do it. We're at a point where we can't or we don't want to upgrade more units. So let's have a look at my account at day 400. I still need to do this Recollection Fio, but I think I will finish her in the next couple of days. So, EX characters, I have 12, right? So there are 10 in each row, yeah. And I have 3 there and 9 there, so this is 12. Nice. Only a few more to go, and then I'm done with EX characters. That's actually nice. So have a look. Feel free to ask any questions you have regarding any of my characters here or any other characters in the game. Ask your questions about what weapons you should upgrade, what characters are worth it. I'm very happy to give you advice on anything you're interested in. And other than that, have a nice day, have a nice rest of your week, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!